So if you don't give a description with a tactical name like this that's really fleshed out, I'm expecting some massive things. This one is called the 442 Eagle Strike. It's a really cool name, but unfortunately there's no information on why it's called Eagle Strike. Doesn't look like an eagle to me, doesn't look like it's striking to me, but we're going to have to see how it does for our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. So let's just cut to the chase and see how they did. Well, I mean, it's not exceptional, blow my skirt up out of this world, but it still worked. Liverpool in first at 89 points, 96 goals is definitely nice. 77 points for Aston Villa is a little low. However, they are still third place, and you can grow with that if you take control of this yourself and do all the games and all that and transfers and everything. But 91 goals, yeah, I mean, it definitely did work. Liverpool only make it as far as the fourth round of the Carabao Cup, losing out to Arsenal 0-1. They get through Ipswich Town 4-1 handily in the FA Cup quarterfinals, getting to the final and beating Leeds 4-3. And they do get to the Europa League final, beating Freiburg 3-2. So overall, 3 trophies is a pretty fantastic haul. Squad-wise, wow, they don't have the green that they usually do. Interesting to see, but 33 goals for Nunez, 26 for Salah, assists 19 for Szoboszlai, 13 for Robertson, and average rating Nunez actually gets the top of the 727. Switching things up to Aston Villa, they do get through Ipswich Town 4-3 in the Carabao Cup third round, but they only make it to the quarters, losing to Man City 1-2. They do get to the FA Cup semi-finals, but lose out in penalties to Leeds. They have a phenomenal run all the way up to the Europa Conference League final, losing to Fenerbahce 1-2. That hurts. So overall, I mean, third place in the Premier League is nice. Runners up in the Conference League is nice. Semi-finals of the FA Cup, quarterfinals, Squad-wise, they don't have a lot in the green, but for Aston Villa, you know, it's actually kind of on par. But 34 goals for Ollie Watkins, down to 16 for Diaby. Wow. 21 assists for Luis, 14 for Bailey, and then average rating, Ollie Watkins with a 7.33. Data Hub looking very nice for Liverpool, attacking minded, very well done. Defensively too, it's not actually bad at all. 2.53 goals per game, definitely not the highest we've seen, but it's respectable. 0.82 conceded, 0.71 XG against. Aston Villa missing a couple of goals, but otherwise not too bad themselves. Defensively, on the other hand, 2.39 goals per game, 1.18 conceded, 1.33 XG against. Premier League stats, 2.34 points per game for Liverpool, Villa with 2.03. Most goals, though, of course, they're first and second, 96 down to 91. Fewest shots against, Liverpool with 243, Aston Villa with 386. Most possession, Liverpool making the list with 50%. Most dribbles made, Liverpool with 706, Villa with 669. And most shots for both first and second, 662 down to 642. But of course, as it seems to be lately, and especially in the last 6 months or more, Ipswich Town comes in first place since Liverpool and Aston Villa did so well. 109 points, 111 goals. I will say it got them to the front and by a good margin. However, we have seen tactics that have absolutely blown the lights out of other teams. 111 goals is actually on the lower side of what we've seen lately. But schedule-wise, we've seen them both. Carabao Cup third round loss to Aston Villa 3-4 and FA Cup quarterfinal loss 1-4 to Liverpool. So all in all, not a bad season at all. First place is fantastic. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, whatever. And squad, they've got some green. They actually usually only have about 2 or 3, but 21 goals for Chaplin, West Burns with 19, Hurst all the way down with 9. Assists 16 for Leif Davis, 14 for both West Burns and Luongo, and then average rating Leif Davis with a 7.28. Championship stats, most points per game, 2.37 Ipswich in first. Most goals in first as well with 111. Fewest shots against in first with 339. Most dribbles made in first with 937. And most shots for in second this time around with 756. So tactically, 4-4-2, as we said before, sweeper, keeper, and defend is where we start. Fullback on the left in attack, inverted wingback in support on the right, ball playing defenders in the central spots in defend. Inverted winger on the left in support, with Mark's specific position is that DR. You got a winger in support on the right, which is going to be the DL. And then you've got 2 Segundo Volantes in attack in the middle. An advanced forward in attack next to a pressing forward in attack up front. Balanced mentality, in possession, attacking with his narrow. Approach play is passing to space. Focus played on the left and the right. Passing directness is shorter. Tempo is higher. Low crosses and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. And out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, and invite crosses. So overall, how did it do for our 3 teams? Now, I mean, it did very well. You got first and third, so Ipswich doing a great job. But again, that goal tally is really low. I think we've seen a lot of other tactics that have just blown that number out of the water. Again, it could be just the season that they had. Something might have happened. George Hurst just not firing on all cylinders yet again. However, still, you got first place by a good margin. Liverpool and Aston Villa, first and third. Again, that 77 is on the kind of average mark for them. But I definitely think, as I usually say, if you take control of this and do your own training, transfers, match shouts, things like that, I think you could do a bit better of a job than they did here. This is just a holiday sim. I'm doing absolutely nothing. But as far as 442s are concerned, I don't have a good memory, so I don't know how the other 442s have actually handled. But FM really loves that attacking side. This is okay on the attack. Defensively, it's kind of on the average side. So I think if you're looking for a 442, this is definitely one to try. And if you have, let us know how it worked in the comments below. But some of the others, like 4-2-4s and things like that, have worked a little bit better here. But again, it's just one save versus a whole bunch of others. But that's it for me, Stuffing FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.